It's all about weights and measures and what size e-mountain bike you should buy.
So Lee Dixon's asking, he says, "Hi guys, I'm wanting to order a YT decoy, but I'm 173 centimeters tall, right on the boundaries between medium and large. What's your thoughts on which size to order?"
Ooh, crikey. Well, Lee, I hope you've been to the YT rolling circus where you can test ride a YT decoy. I did that on the weekend. I went for a spin. Now, I'm recommended to be a XL on the decoy with a reach of 475, which I tend to use in a lot of bikes. But I actually took the double XL out and really, really liked the feel of it. Now, you are 173, so that's going to be 5 foot 8, 5 foot 8, 5 foot 9. And there's a 455 reach on the large, 100% large. Yeah, absolutely no qualms whatsoever on that. Because you know what's good about the decoy is that, you know, people talk about weight on e-bikes, but weight comes in various forms, right? And YT made a really powerful shock tune on that bike. So when you ride in that decoy, it is super light. It's really lively. So if you're worried about size, the bike is so nimble. So 100% go for the large, 100%.
Nice. And this one in from Dan RASHTIZADEH. He's saying, "I have a giant stance E+. It weighs 55 pounds and I weigh 175 pounds, so a total of 230 pounds. I have inner tubes in and I ride dry dirt with loose rocks in LA. I'm wondering how much PSI should I put in my front and rear tyres?"
175 pounds.
First question is, I want to know why you're not tubeless on that bike. You know, a lot of bikes nowadays will come with tubes from the factory, but that bike is tubeless ready. It's got the Maxxis Recon tyres on there. It's probably going to have taped rims and everything. So all you need to do is just whip those inner tubes out, stick a valve in, put a bit of sealant in and clip them back, and you're going to have a much more supple tyre. You're going to have a lot more grip, a lot less weight in the tyre, and you're going to get no punctures. So I think that's your first move, really. But
then I'm looking at 175 pounds, which is 12.5 stone.
Yeah.
Now a lot of the World Cup riders, World Cup downhill riders, who ride gravity week in week out. Which the thing with e-bikes is you've got that weight which needs strong tyres. I think you need to be looking at about 27, 28 PSI, which I say is what the World Cup downhill riders do, which I think that should be bang on for an e-bike.
So tubeless or tube, Steve? Come on.
Well, if you're riding tubeless, you need to add on a couple of PSI to that, don't you? So it depends. It depends tube or tubeless.
I don't think tubes and e-bikes go together. I think you need to be tubeless if you're on an e-bike. Just to remove those punctures out of the equation.
Well, you say that, right? I mean, when you do get a puncture, then it depends where you live. If you haven't got a garage or a road outside the front of your house and you'd have to rely on changing it in your house, do you really want all that gunk on your floor? I don't think so.
Get it on the floor if you're good with it.
Well, listen, I couldn't even eat a peach without Josh whinging about me about getting the juice on the floor.
Well, it's all technique, Steve. So tubeless, how does it work? Basically, this tyre is full with liquid sealant, latex. As soon as a hole appears in that tyre or a tear, the sealant rushes by rotational force to that hole, plugs it. Much like when you cut your arm, the blood flows, puts a big scab on, stops the blood running out of your body. In turn, this tyre is going to give you a lot more comfort out on the trail, a lot less rolling resistance. It really is a worthwhile upgrade.
Frank ABNEY, I need to purchase a EMBN jersey. Where do I get one? Chris, I think you should get this one off your back and send it over. Can I sign it? You can sign it for him.
But check out the shop, EMBN. All the details are on screen now of where to get your jerseys, t-shirts, all the cool stuff we wear here on the channel.
Mihai Sterpu, I think Mihai, you've been in touch before. If not, I apologise. Hi, I have a question for you. I see that on the Yamaha e-bikes from High Bike, there are 2 chain rings with sizes 32 and 44. For me, it seems these are not quite well chosen for a mountain bike. Would it be possible to change those with something more appropriate, like a 26-38? I think 32-44 is more suited for fire roads, not trails where you need the smaller chain rings in order to help you up the steep climbs.
So you're saying like a 26 and a 38 combo?
Is insanely low, right?
Yeah, super low. I think, I guess you're not totally familiar with e-bikes, but I think the smallest we run here is probably 32, 34, something like that.
We did a video on the Rock with 32, with a 32-44 setup on front, didn't we?
I was actually one buy on that bike for that, but yeah, we did swap it out. The thing that we do notice with those high bikes is we tend to run them, as I said, to a one buy setup where we remove the outer chainring and just replace it with a narrow wide chainring. It's more for chain retention rather than the gear in itself. But a lot of the modern day e-bikes will run a 32 or a 34.
32 is a really low gear on an e-bike, and I think you could probably find you've got ridiculously steep climbs on a 32.
Yeah, and you're saying to swap it to a 26, it would just spin out so fast on an e-bike.
I think so. I mean, I think 3244 is a good setup, Chris. To be honest.
Yeah. Fancy a bev, mate?
Is that even a question?
This is in from Fancy a Bev, mate. That's his name. He's saying, guys, I appreciate I'm not into the
I did get it.
You did get it?
Yeah.
All right. Not into the e-bike scene yet. I have a 2019 S-Duro trekking high bike. The question I'd like to ask you, when are we getting e-bike specific kit? He's saying that the traditional mountain bike kit he's got is designed so you can sweat and be wet, whereas e-biking takes the sweat factor away. What's your answer to that?
Well, the answer to that is we can't. Yes, you can. I mean, you can ride an e-bike without much effort, or you can ride an e-bike with maximum effort and actually lose a load of burn a load of calories, lose a load of water. Well, if you want. Well, you can wear whatever you want then, basically, can't you? If you, I mean, yeah.
Wear a t-shirt and his Levi's by the sounds of it.
Yeah. I mean, my wife does.
Yeah.
If me and the wife go to the pub, she wears her jeans and her high heels sometimes. I've got any pictures of that? Yeah, might have, if I can find them up.
You wear high heels as well.
As long as you wear a helmet, Chris. Yeah. As long as you wear a helmet.
But yeah, I don't think there's any harm in wearing traditional mountain bike kit for riding an e-bike. I think it's, it's designed for purpose, so why not? And as Steve says, you definitely do sweat if you're working hard. This one in from Vert and Dirt. I'm curious about what kind of back protection is adequate for backpacks carrying the extra battery. Mine seem to have padding in, just not sure if it's up to it. Are they rated, and do companies list that as a feature?
Backpacks?
Yeah, so e-bike specific backpacks. Now, they will come with like a hard shell on the back of them, so if you do fall, it's not going to impact your spine. Obviously, if you've got a big heavy battery in there and you fall onto rocks and the battery hits you on the spine, you want something rigid behind you. You might have padding in the rucksack, but that isn't going to do anything if you do actually land on the battery. And they will have proper compartments to slide the battery in. It's going to be held in there with Velcro or tabs to stop it flying out of your backpack again in a crash. It's definitely a proper backpack for e-biking, so look out for those ones.
Lee Dove asks, how many of the top eMTB brands have fixed batteries?
Not that many off the top of my head. I can think of Focus.
Rocky Mountain's got an internal battery, but I think you can take it out, but it's a bit of a pain to do it, I think.
Like a dealer-only thing.
There's not many, is there?
I think many. That'd be a bit of a weird one. I like to ride with those extra spare batteries as well on those bigger rides.
Yeah, totally. Meanwhile, Brent Woods says, hi, which e-motor gives the least resistance over 15 miles per hour and why?
Good question. So, from experience, I think Bros, Shimano, Yamaha,
Fazua. Yeah, I mean the new TQ motor, you can actually go from 22k in assist through to 28 and 30 on non-assist pretty seamlessly. It's a pretty it's a belt of that motor.
And that's got an advanced, they say a flywheel design in there, isn't it? So it carries on the momentum in the cranks. I think it varies on all the different motors, but that's the best ones from our experience.
But the question why, and if you want to go into the electronics and the software behind that. I don't think I'm qualified to actually say just exactly why, but I know there's the software that makes it all happen. And the great companies know how to work that software to get the best out of e-bikes, right?
Nice.
Now, this question in from Johnny Morris, who sadly has a life-threatening condition, and at least wants to keep him and his wife happy. He's currently got a Cannondale F4 from 2007. He's thinking about getting an e-bike, Johnny. That's great news. And look at something basic, because, as you say, it'd be great if you could spend some time in helping me in one of the most life-changing and rewarding decisions I will ever make. Wow, that's a big one there. I think, only last few weeks we did hub drive versus mid drive, and there's a Focus Whistler that came in at £1,500, which was great actually for loads of things. But I think if you want to go and do some off-road riding, I'd go for the mid drive motor, right?
Yeah.
It depends how much off-road riding you want to do. You can go for a hardtail, which will deal with a lot of stuff. Maybe the high bike we had in our video, and I'll send a link to that later. Chris, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it depends on what price point, how much budget you've got, and what you actually intend to do with that bike. As Steve mentioned, a lot of the hub drive bikes are perfectly capable at a lower price point, but if you intend to do some proper off-road, then mid-drive.
I think it's like this, Johnny. If you're going up hills like this, a hub drive bike will be okay. But if you want to start going up steeper stuff with your wife as well, maybe you're thinking about buying a brace of bikes, right? Then yeah, I think those hub drives will be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, here's our hub drive versus mid-drive video. Check it out.
So here then are 3 typical examples of entry-level e-bikes. Starting off with the Cyclomatic, the supermarket bike with rear hub drive, about £500. The slightly more expensive Focus, also with rear hub drive, around about £1,500. And then the high bike with the mid-drive motor from £1,500 onwards. So what is the difference then between a hub drive and a mid-drive? Well, the hub drive is located either in the front or rear of the bike, whereas the mid-drive is located centrally. Now, there's going to be a difference in weight distribution between the hub drives and the mid-drives, and the mid-drive has a more centralised balance feel to it.
Got this one in from Paolo.
Whoa. What, you don't jib out on the surname?
Sorry, Paolo Piera.
No, it's easy. Pereira.
Pereira.
Ira is Welsh for snow. Actually, Paolo, you're not probably Welsh, yeah. Pereira? Anyway, what's the question? Sorry to digress.
I'm planning to buy my first e-bike and was thinking about the Trek Powerfly LT 9.7. What is your opinion of this bike?
Great bike, amazing bike. Let's get on with it. Just hit the buy button.
Yeah.
No messing around. Stop. Yeah, get on with it. So many questions about people. Shall I buy an e-bike?
I think demo days is the way forward.
Oh no, just buy the bike. Just buy the bike.
Worry about it after.
Get on with your life and have a great time. See, I see people waiting for 2 years thinking, they're going to upgrade this, they're going to upgrade that. I mean, we don't see massive advances, do we?
No, not huge ones.
I mean, you could, by the time something new comes out and you wait for it to be delivered, the summer's gone and
exactly. Get on with
press
it
the
now.
buy button.
This one for you, Steve. Dave Webster, I have a riddle for you. What do you call a push bike with a motor on it? Please clarify what the difference is between an e-bike, e-mountain bike, and an electric bike with pedals. So first up, an e-bike. So it's basic kind of...
Is this you, Dave? This is you, Dave, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
Basic, I think an e-bike to me is a basic kind of like city or commuter bike. It's got a battery and a motor on there, usually a hub drive. I think e-mountain bike is a mid-drive motor. Full suspension hardtail, obviously a pedal assist, so it assists the way you pedals, whereas to me an electric bike itself could be any of those. Typically it'd have a big battery and a big motor on there, probably not road legal, and it'd have like a throttle on there, so it's a massive difference between each of those. And the thing is, on eMBN we are just e-mountain bikes pretty much.
Is it selfish of me to think I only really care about e-mountain bikes?
That's the channel, that's what it is.
It's really
mountain
selfish, but basically e-mountain bikes, I think they at least have a suspension fork in them and a mid-drive motor. But I'm not saying you can't go riding fire trails or single track on a hub drive, but most of the time I think an e-mountain bike is something with a mid-drive motor, suspension, good disc brakes, good grippy solid tyres, and a tidy wheel set.
Off-road capable.
And maybe a seat dropper. That's a lot of stuff, right?
That's what we're about.
Yeah. And that's it. Lee, best of luck with finding the ideal size YT decoy if you've not already done so.
Don't forget, if you've got any questions, drop us them in the box below. Hashtag Ask EMBN and your question, and it could be answered on next week's show.
What else can they look for on the channel? Oh,
Well,
but
first-
motor fundamentals. That's a belter,
Motor
isn't it?
fundamentals. And don't forget, you can subscribe to EMBN by clicking the globe in the middle of the screen. Check those videos out, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next week.